What's going on, YouTube? It's that place to be. Children, Mr. A&D, giving you my first ever by itself NXT review, because the Wednesday Night War obviously has died, and I can't, since the NBA playoffs is going on, I cannot wait as long for the Wednesday Night War to end Tuesday to come with NXT. They wait till Friday or Saturday for AEW. So I decided to do it this way because right now Raw sucks. Y'all, I know that, and I did on my live stream. I haven't done a lot of wrestling reviews for you guys, but this time I plan on doing more of these things for you guys. Like I said, my mother still passed away. I'm still in the grieving process. I'm still trying to comprehend all of this stuff, and this is not about my first loss in my life, but it's still your mother, and I am, sit there and I'm trying to focus on this. So I appreciate everybody being patient with me, and respecting my privacy, and giving all the great comments you guys have been leaving me and all that stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to give you guys the rest of the content I can. So start off with NXT, since the Great American Bash is coming up next week or in 2 weeks. That's the big show that we're gaining for. So we go right off into NXT here, and we kick off NXT. Adam Cole comes out. And once again, I want to remind everybody, I have not been watching NXT. I have not been watching no wrestling for the past couple months. Like the last time I really watched it was, I want to say, the beginning of May when Eva Marie came back, and that was it. But I have not watched NXT, AEW, Smackdown, any of that stuff ever since my mom has been sick all the way through the hospital until she passed away. So a lot of these things a storyline I may not know about what's been going on, so I can only go by what I've been watching. So Adam Cole is coming out. I know Samoa Joe's back. That's been big headlines all going across the wrestling world and everything like that. And he's let me think. So the rivalry with Colorado is still going on, because they probably have a match at Great American Bash. I'm not necessarily sure what that match is when it comes to him versus Kyle O'Reilly and everything like that. Adam Cole's mad about that. Samoa Joe, he said, assaulted him, but he's the new king of NXT, and he's not going to start following rules because Samoa Joe is back. And Adam Cole will have a match tonight where he can pick his opponent, but he said he's not doing that. But then on the way, when he was coming up, there's this rookie Carmelo Hayes. I'm not sure if this guy has come out before or something like that, because I don't know who he is. But they kind of recreate the whole 2002 Kurt Angle and John Cena thing, where Cole last says, why is it that Hayes introduced himself, and he said why is it that he should change his mind, and he does ruthless aggression and slaps Cole. So we get right to the match. Adam Cole versus Carmelo Hayes. Now this guy, I haven't seen this guy before, whatever the case may be, but he's actually pretty solid in the ring. He has a nice shape, nice body, stuff like that. He seems to do pretty well. Did I have faith he was going to be Adam Cole? No. I mean, there was a couple of times he did like a little kind of like a kind of like a fight back, stuff like that. But Adam Cole eventually hits the Panama Sunrise and wins the matchup. So it was a good opening matchup. I like this kid Carmelo Hayes, so to see more of him, like it could be a John Cena role. You never know. Like how these stars break out. They start with this little thing like here, and they just blow up within the next 10 years, stuff like that. So you're going to have to build up stars, for that. Frankie Monette is backstage with the Robert Stone brand, and it's going to be a tag team match later between them and Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, so good to see her back in there. LA Knight has his video package of him winning the $1 Million Championship, which he won from Cameron Grimes at In Your House. Like I said, if y'all see my live stream, I did not get a chance to see In Your House or review In Your House, but I know they had a ladder match for the new $1 Million Championship. So I was like, okay, they got a $1 Million Championship there. LA Knight coming in there. I think he's somebody who can hold it. So him and Cameron Grimes getting in a rivalry, and he turned his back on Ted DiBiase, which is a good heel thing to do. So because he's playing LA Knight's game. So that's basically what the promo was. Then we have Gargano and Austin Theory. The Way make their way to the ring. It's exciting. They have new management, and they need a new NXT champion opposed to this to me. He's like Karrion Kross, and Gargano knows that he can out wrestle Karrion Kross any day, which he's 1,000% right. So I'm just saying that. And then we get Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan coming to the ring to Pete Dunne telling that Gargano's stupid for thinking that he is no more contender, and Theory gets mad, trying to get all up in Pete Dunne's face, but then Gargano said, "Look, we don't even need this. We ain't come out here to fight and all some of that, so we leaving." So they left, and Theory gets in Pete Dunne's face with his two fingers pointing like this, and then Dunne takes a finger and snaps the fingers, and so it leads up to a tag team match later on tonight. Cameron Grimes just arrives, giving out money to certain people that he hits one guy. I wasn't really paying attention to that backstage segment. And I was paying much attention to any of the backstage stuff, which we get to our next matchup, which is Io Shirai and Zoe Starks taking on Aaliyah and Jessie from the Robert Stone brand. So, like I said, Aaliyah's been getting better. I will get it. From when I first saw Aaliyah back in 2015, all that stuff, to now, Aaliyah has gotten a lot better in the ring. And I'm glad, the Robert Stone brand is a good fit for her, but I would like them to build that whole thing back up, because it kind of like fell off since the Chelsea Green thing. So, but the match is pretty good. Then you get the hot tag to Io Shirai. She comes in, hits a 619, hits a springboard, drop kick. So hits a springboard for herself, and then they hit clotheslines, and then Io goes for a moonsault on Jessie, I believe it is, and hits the win. So after the match of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, who was the women's tag team champions, come up on the apron and stare them down. But then we got Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, who stare down the other side, so like they about to get jumped. But then Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart come in and say they still haven't got a fair shake of their tag team chair and a proper rematch. So next thing you know, we all get a whole brawl of all these women tag teams. So here's the thing. I like the way NXT is booking their women's tag team division, because once again, I know a lot of them are makeshift teams, but the Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, I like because that's the way. I like how Raquel Gonzalez is still being partnered up with Dakota Kai, because it's like the women version of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. And I like that she still got the championship, but she still won the women's tag team championship as well. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, they just got chemistry together. I like that. So, but Zoe Starks and Io Shirai, since she's not going for the championship, I think that's cool too. It's just done better. I know a lot of these are makeshift teams, but they're starting to gel better into teams, opposed to like Tamina and Nia Jax, or Tamina and Natalya, or Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Like they just never gel to me, and they still are not gelling to me at all. And there's like no legit women's tag teams up there on the main roster, and they fired the most legit team that we had with the Iconics. So that's I think one thing NXT is doing better. MSK will defend their NXT Tag Team Championships against Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa at the Great American Bash. I hope MSK wins. I'm a fan of MSK. Then we get the Wade taking on Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. Good matchup here with all four of these guys up in this match, of course. And Austin Theory gets a German suplex and gets stomped on his hand. Really brutal stuff. But then Pete Dunne gets knocked down to the outside, and then Gargano, I like the way he just be going back and forth with the running. He may do a move here to run to dive out the ring on that side of the ring and all stuff like that. So he's been very, very great at that. So I like Gargano. And so after Dunne gets started outside, Gargano hits the suicide dive DDT that I like on Pete Dunne. Then goes on the apron and then hits the one final beat on Oney Lorcan, and then the Wade win the matchup. So after that, he goes outside the ring and Karrion Kross hits him with a forearm in the back of the head and walks up the ramp with Charlotte. So but Samoa Joe stops Karrion Kross backstage, and Kross reminds Joe that he can't do anything unless provoked. And Joe sarcastically says, but of course, and lets them pass. Pete Dunne walks up and stares at Joe. So it looks like eventually, we got this whole authority character, Samoa Joe, but I think he's going to get back in the ring at NXT. I think it's the perfect thing for him to do. We got Elektra Lopez taking on Frankie Monet. First time I've seen her in NXT. I've seen her, I've seen Tyler Valkyrie in Impact all the time, but first time you see her in an NXT matchup, because I know she's been here for a while, but once again, I have not been watching wrestling. And good matchup here, hits the Grand Slam for the win, and there you have it. So I know they're going to probably be building her up, obviously, for the Women's Championship eventually, and stuff like that. So, backstage stuff with Bronson Reed and Santos Escobar, and I guess I was paying too much right there. And then we have Everrise trying to put graffiti on Hit Row's van with Top Dollar Scares Them All, which leads to Hit Row taking on Everrise. And I don't think I ever really got into how much I am a fan of Hit Row right now. And like I said, I'm still going through the grief of the Hurt Business, because I was a huge fan of the Hurt Business. I mean, I got every one of their shirts. I was everything Hurt Business. I was like, this is going to be Black Evolution going forward for the Bobby Lashley title run. And of course that didn't happen. That he does not have them to to be on this run with him, and it sucks. So anytime I see a new stable full of black people, I'm going to be cheering for him, and Hit Row is one of them too. So I like it. We have Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis taking on Everrise, and it's a pretty clean win right there, as Top Dollar hits the Hitmaker for the win, and then they just pile up Everrise afterwards and post with their first hit record. So I had to go and make sure I hit the music and everything. Check out the music. Mercedes Martinez is backstage. She told it will be a mixed tag match next week between Xia Li and Boa, and she doesn't play well with others. Xia Li tries to attack her from behind. Boa appears, but Jake Atlas stares her down. So it looks like Jake Atlas is going to be Mercedes Martinez's partner. So main event time: Kushida taking on Kyle O'Reilly. It's New Japan taking on Ring of Honor in NXT, and I loved every bit of it. So it was good. Great matchup, great back and forth action between these guys here, and you could tell. I like how Kushida has on wrestling attire now, so it looks like after he dropped the Back to the Future gimmick a little bit, because he's the he's the cruiserweight championship. He's cruiserweight champion now. So, but Colorado hits the hoverboard lock, and then in the middle of the ring, and then he rolls up Kushida, and that's it. That was the match. Kushida was surprised, just like I was surprised. I was like, oh, he got rolled up. I was like, okay, well, after the match, they kind of just like embrace, and then they kind of hug, and then all of a sudden Cole attacks Kyle O'Reilly from behind, and they brought outside the ring, and then Joe tries to pull them away, but meanwhile in the ring, Kushida is attacked by somebody in a hood, and then these other guys, and it turns out to be Roderick Strong, and Roderick Strong by these two other guys. I'm not sure who they are, but then Malcolm Bivens appears. I'm like, Malcolm Bivens? Okay, so what's going on here? And he hands Strong the Cruiserweight Championship and shouts out, "This is the Diamond Mine." And I'm like, I don't know how I like the name. I don't know how I feel about the stable necessarily just yet, but so I mean, it's not about because it's stable stuff like that. It's just that it's Roderick Strong lead the stable. So I'm curious to see how this thing is going to turn out, to be honest with you. But that was NXT for this week. So I give NXT a thumbs up. I thought it was a strong show this week. I had no problem with it. Like I said, it's giving me a minute to get back into the flow of things. So I appreciate you guys, and post in the comments down below how you guys feel about NXT. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review of it, and hopefully I'll be doing a review of AEW by Sunday, because it comes out on Saturday this week, and hopefully by next week or the week after I can start doing my classic Raw reviews, because I can't watch Raw. Raw is just so bad. It really is so bad, and it sucks because Bobby Lashley's the champion. I want to watch that, but Raw has just been so bad. So, but post that comments down below how you guys enjoy, and hit the subscribe button for more wrestling content right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC place to be. Mr. A&D, and Nerd Coalition is out.